So I was on vacation with my girlfriend, and we were floating down the Egyptian river, and we passed this tomb with these giant statues, and she's telling me how they were all built by humans, but I just didn't believe her. I guess you could say I was in the Nile. So I just saw Death on the Nile. Now, if you don't know, Death on the Nile is the sequel to the Murder on the Orient Express movie that came out in, I believe, 2017. And it's also based on an Agatha Christie novel of the same name. I mildly enjoyed myself during this film. I think the biggest surprise coming out of the film was that we got an origin story for Hercule Poirot. For Poirot's mustache. I mean, that was not needed at all. And I was like, it's to cover up a scar of all things that he received when he was fighting during World War I didn't know he was fighting during World War I. That was pretty cool. But, like, also, I have a bone to pick because when they show his face getting half blown off, there's a big chunk of his right cheek missing, but his mustache doesn't cover that, nor does he have a scar there later on in the film. So I'm like, well, what's going on? And you can't even see the scar when he has the mustache, and you should be able to see it because when he doesn't have the mustache, it's clearly at parts where that it wouldn't be hidden by the mustache. But anyways, I digress. I think the film overall, it was a neat story. It's based on a very famous novel, a very highly acclaimed novel. So I don't have any issues with the story. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a great murder mystery. I think some of the choices that were made, I don't know, upset me a little bit. I'm talking about the fact that Book died. I wanted Book to be like Poirot's Watson. I really expected them because he was in the first movie. Now he's in the second movie. They're friends. It would have been awesome. He was looking for a job, but nonetheless, he dies. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. And he won't be in Death on the Nile 2 or whatever it's going to be called. Death on the Nile 2 Electric Boogaloo. Other than that, I enjoyed the story, and I think the ending or the twist was a little cliche, but that's not Agatha Christie's fault. That's not the writing's fault because those novels are so famous that basically every movie has adapted the twist that's in it for their films. So I just, am used to that film. It's become a trope now because it's been used in every movie prior. But, the book that this movie's based on is the originator of that trope. So I can't fault the story at that because, it was the original thesis that everything's based on. The acting was all right. At some parts it was a little outrageous and I was laughing at myself like, what am I watching? And I don't think it was supposed to be funny, but I was still laughing, so that's not good, right? The way it was shot was fine. It wasn't anything too stunning or too memorable. The director is the same guy who plays Poirot. He directed the first one. He is an all right director. He also directed Thor, but he's just nothing wowed me. Nothing wowed me like the shots from No Way Home or from Dune for that matter. But it was shot fine enough that it wasn't distracting. Like, don't hate me, but Snyder films sometimes, the way he shoots things is really distracting. It kind of annoys me. This one was just shot the way it needed to be shot. That was fine. The score was not memorable at all. I don't even remember it. I think that could have been improved. If I were to improve one part of the movie, it would probably be the score. I think a good score can really uplift a film. But other than that, I think it was an enjoyable ride. You should go see it if you like murder mysteries. If you don't, it's a lot of blood and violence, so maybe stay home and don't watch it if you're not privy to that sort of thing. And for a ranking, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 toilet paper rolls. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye! And for a rating, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 toilet paper rolls. It would have been a 4 out of 5 if they didn't kill Book, but, Thanks for watching.